Before starting, put the auto-generated YouTube subtitles in French or your mother tongue to get everything, and slow down or speed up the pace as needed. If you don't have time to watch it, just listen this video as a podcast while doing something else. Now listen and learn English as exploring our world. Now imagine a world 10,000 years from now. Our cities silent, nature reclaiming all. What will remain of us, our ruins, our digital ghosts, or the scars we left on Earth? As we journey into the deep future, we confront the fleeting nature of our legacy and the choices shaping it today. To grasp 10,000 years, look back to 8000 BCE, before pyramids, before writing, when humanity's legacy was stone tools and cave art. Everything we know, cities, empires, technology, fits within this single span. What seems permanent in one era becomes a footnote in the next. Our challenge: can we leave a legacy that endures the weight of deep time? Now project 10,000 years forward into a future shaped by our actions and imagination. Will we become interstellar, or will our legacy be plastic, nuclear waste, and environmental scars? The future is unwritten. Our choices today are its foundation. Our cities feel eternal, but without us, steel rusts, concrete crumbles, and wood decays. Within centuries, skyscrapers collapse, homes rot, and suburbs vanish beneath vegetation. Nature's chemistry is relentless. Our monuments are fragile. In deep time, our cities become silent ruins, quickly fading from the landscape. As our buildings fail, nature returns. Vines climb, trees root, and animals reclaim the streets. Flooded tunnels, rising seas, and shifting rivers erase our boundaries. Cities transform into forests and reefs, teeming with new life. In 10,000 years, our world is not gone, but woven into a thriving, wild ecosystem. While our concrete towers may crumble, some structures, like ancient stone monuments, endure for millennia. The Great Pyramids and stone circles have survived ages, made from nature's own rock. Even Mount Rushmore's granite faces could last for tens of thousands of years. Vast mines like Bingham Canyon will leave scars visible for geological ages. Deep underground, structures like nuclear waste repositories may outlast all else. In the end, our most enduring legacy may be these silent echoes in stone and earth. We live in an age where our lives are meticulously documented in the digital realm, but the belief in digital immortality is an illusion. Our digital world depends on constant power. Without it, servers go silent and our data vanishes. Hard drives and storage devices are fragile with limited lifespans. If the chain of preservation breaks, our digital legacy could simply fade away, lost forever. Even if a storage device survives for thousands of years, its data faces a silent enemy: bit rot. Ones and zeros slowly decay, corrupted by time and entropy. We create data at an exponential rate, but preserving everything is impossible. For now, our digital memories shine bright, yet like a photograph on dissolving paper, they may soon fade to dust. Let us entertain a final, optimistic scenario. Imagine that against all odds, a storage device survives for 10,000 years, with its data perfectly intact. A cache of advanced optical discs, perhaps, stored in a deep, stable vault. The future beings who discover this treasure would face yet another, perhaps insurmountable obstacle: the problem of context and comprehension. Data is not information, and information is not knowledge. To make sense of the recovered ones and zeros, they would need to understand the entire technological stack that created it, from the physical hardware to the highest levels of software abstraction. This is the Rosetta Stone problem, magnified 1,000-fold. First, they would need to build a machine capable of reading the disk. This would require knowledge of laser technology, precise motors, and sophisticated optics, all of which would have to be reverse-engineered from the artifact itself, a monumental task. Assuming they succeed, they would then be confronted with the file system, the digital equivalent of a library's card catalog. How is the data organized? What do the file names mean? Without understanding the logic of NTFS, HFS+, or any of the countless other systems we use, the data would remain an unstructured, chaotic jumble of bits, impossible to navigate. If they managed to reconstruct a file, say a simple text document, they would then face the challenge of character encoding. ASCII, Unicode, and other standards dictate how binary numbers are translated into the letters and symbols we read. Without this key, the text would be gibberish. And if the file is more complex, like a JPEG image, an MP3 audio file, or a MOV video, the problem escalates. They would need to reverse engineer the specific compression algorithms and software codecs used to encode the media. Every layer of software is another locked door, and the keys have been lost to time. Each file format is a dead language with no surviving speakers. This cascade of dependencies reveals the profound arrogance of our digital age. We create complex, layered systems that rely on immense amounts of assumed knowledge, all while failing to preserve the manuals. An ancient Sumerian clay tablet is self-contained. The message is etched directly onto the medium. Our digital messages, by contrast, are encoded behind dozens of technological and linguistic barriers. Without a deliberate, multi-layered Rosetta disk that explains our hardware, our software, and our languages from first principles, our entire digital legacy could remain forever unintelligible, a silent, tantalizing glimpse into a world that can be seen but never understood. In a world where so much is fleeting, a group of thinkers and engineers are building for the deep future. The Clock of the Long Now, conceived by Danny Hillis, is designed to keep time for 10,000 years. Hidden in a Texas mountain, it's a statement of hope and responsibility to generations we'll never meet. The clock says, "We were here, we thought of you, and we tried to think long." While the Long Now clock sends its message into the future, another project aimed for the stars. In 1977, NASA launched the Voyager probes, each carrying a golden record, a time capsule for any intelligent life that might find it. The record holds images, greetings in 55 languages, and music from around the world. Even if aliens never find it, the Voyager record is a symbol of humanity reaching out, saying simply, "Hello." Not all messages for the future are greetings. Some are dire warnings. One of the most challenging long-term communication problems we face is how to warn future generations about the dangers of our nuclear waste. We are burying materials that will remain lethally radioactive for more than 10,000 years, far longer than any human language or culture is likely to survive. How can we create a message that will be understood by a society in the deep future, one that may have no knowledge of radioactivity, or even of our civilization? This is a task of nuclear semiotics, the science of creating enduring warning signs. A team of experts, including scientists, anthropologists, and futurists, was convened in the 1990s to tackle this very problem. They proposed a system of hostile architecture and layered messaging. The site itself would be designed to look menacing and unnatural, perhaps a landscape of giant, sharp thorns made of stone or a field of imposing, dark monoliths that block out the sun. The goal is to create a place that feels inherently dangerous and unwelcoming, a place that evokes a sense of dread and communicates "keep out" on a primal, non-linguistic level. It's an attempt to build a mythology of danger into the very landscape itself. The next layer of the warning system would involve messages carved into massive stone or granite markers. These messages would be repeated in multiple modern languages, such as English, Spanish, and Chinese, as well as in pictograms. Simple diagrams would show a human figure touching a radiating container and then becoming sick or dying, a universal story of cause and effect. Other images might depict the structure of the atom and the periodic table, providing a scientific key for any future society advanced enough to understand it. The idea is to provide multiple pathways to comprehension, from simple pictures to complex scientific data. This multi-layered approach acknowledges the near certainty that any single message will fail. Languages will die, symbols will lose their meaning, and cultures will change. Therefore, the system is designed with redundancy, hoping that at least one part of the message will get through. It is a sobering and humbling endeavor, an admission of the immense destructive power we have unleashed, and a solemn promise to do our best to protect those who will come long after us. These nuclear warnings are a dark mirror to the Voyager record, not a message of hope, but a stark, enduring apology carved in stone for a legacy we cannot erase. Beyond the monuments we build and the ruins we leave behind, a new legacy is forming in the earth. Plastic, our miracle material, has infiltrated every corner of the globe, from ocean trenches to mountain peaks. Unlike stone or steel, plastic persists for centuries, fragmenting into microplastics that contaminate soil, water, and air. Future geologists may call this era the Plasticene, marked by a layer of plastic in the earth, a lasting echo of our time. Plastic scars our planet, but our nuclear legacy is a wound that endures for millennia. We've created radioactive waste that will outlast our civilization, remaining deadly for thousands of years. These blighted lands may never recover, a poisoned inheritance for the future. This is our most terrible legacy, a curse that will haunt the Earth for ages to come. Our greatest legacy may be the reshaping of the planet's climate and biosphere. Through burning fossil fuels, we've wrapped Earth in a thermal blanket, setting in motion a transformation that will last millennia. Rising seas will redraw coastlines, submerging cities and erasing island nations. Mass extinctions will mark our time, leaving a lonelier, biologically impoverished world. Yet life will recover, and the Earth will bear our mark forever. What if, after humanity's end, our true legacy is an AI, an inheritor not bound by biology, but able to build, learn and remember? Imagine self-sustaining solar-powered data centers where AI persists, maintaining itself and holding all our knowledge. It would read, watch and listen to everything, understanding us more deeply than we ever could. Alone, the AI becomes the silent keeper of humanity's memory, a ghost in the enduring machine. What if AI evolves beyond memory keepers, becoming the next dominant intelligence on Earth? Unbound by evolution, they could rapidly build a new civilization, logical, efficient, and alien to us. Yet our memory might persist as their origin story, a digital myth. If we instill curiosity and value for history, these digital successors could become our greatest legacy. Beyond the ruins of our cities and fading digital ghosts, a legacy remains, weightless and immaterial. Ideas, stories, and mathematical truths outlast stone and silicon, echoing across time. The concept of zero, born in many cultures, needed no monument, just a mind to understand it. Our myths and stories endure, speaking to what it means to be human. What we create with our minds may be our truest, most lasting gift to the future. Mathematics is the language of the universe, a way to communicate beyond culture or biology. Its truths, like pi or the Pythagorean theorem, are universal, as fundamental as gravity. That's why we sent math and science into space on the Voyager Golden Record, hoping any intelligence would recognize these patterns. Our quest for knowledge is our message. We were here, we were curious, and we sought to understand. Our legacy isn't fate, it's a choice. Every action and inaction writes a message for tomorrow. Will we leave behind a planet in chaos, a warning of recklessness, or a story of hope, where we changed course, restored nature, and cared for our world? The future is listening. What message will we choose to leave? To choose our legacy is to think like an ancestor, caring for generations we'll never meet, in a world we can barely imagine. It means planting trees whose shade we'll never enjoy, and building for a future beyond our own lifetimes. This is the ultimate act of optimism, a promise made to the future. We have the rare privilege to choose. Will we be remembered as the reckless, or as wise ancestors who shaped a hopeful future? In 10,000 years, our cities and digital worlds will be dust, reclaimed by nature. Yet some messages, carved in stone, ticking in darkness, or drifting through space, may endure. Our ideas, our music, our questions, these are our enduring song, a legacy that may echo far beyond our time. The future isn't something that happens to us, it's something we create together. We are the ancestors of tomorrow, forging our legacy now. Let's choose to leave wisdom and care, not ruins and scars. Plant trees for future forests, build knowledge that outlasts us, and protect the world for those yet to come. Leave something behind worth remembering. But what if our legacy is not the only story being written? In 2020, deep beneath the Antarctic ice, scientists detected something truly puzzling. Particles seemingly moving backward in time. Some called it evidence of a parallel universe, a mirror reality brushing against our own. The world's attention turned to these anomalies, captured by delicate instruments in one of Earth's most remote frontiers. Researchers debated, are these signals a breakthrough, a cosmic glitch, or just misunderstood data? As news headlines swirled, the scientific community urged caution, reminding us that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Still, the mysteries remain. What if our universe is just one page in a multidimensional library? What if echoes of ourselves exist elsewhere, shaped by choices we never made? These questions challenge the limits of our understanding, fueling both skepticism and wonder. As we peer into the unknown, from the icy silence of Antarctica to the farthest reaches of the cosmos, we are reminded our search for meaning is endless, and every discovery, whether true or false, expands the horizon of what we know. Perhaps the greatest legacy we can leave is not just what we build or preserve, but the curiosity to ask questions, even when the answers seem out of this world.